Howdy my peeps, and welcome to this week's video. Today I'm going to be drawing Fancy Schmancy Lence, which is something that I do at least once a year. I kind of started as, I kind of just started doing this by accident. I just noticed that I would do like a fancy drawing of Lence like once a year, so it's a thing now. Which, I notice that's how a lot of things work with me. It's just like, I just start doing it without even realizing it, and then I'm like, oh, well I guess this is my life now. So, yeah, we're drawing Fancy Schmancy Lence, but before we get into that, I would like to give a shout out to No One Asked, who is the comment of the week. Thank you so much for your comment. I really like reading all those comments, and if you would like to be the comment of the week, all you have to do is comment on any video. That could have been you. Oh my goodness. I'm also on Patreon, and this is the first video that I'm uploading that is going to have like an extended cut, so if you want to see like the sketching process and whatnot, and also the first Fancy Schmancy Lence, which was kind of challenged. If you want to see all that, it's going to be in an extended cut on Patreon, so, you know, head over there and check that out if you like. But anyways, like I just mentioned, the first one didn't turn out so well. Actually, you know what, I probably should have pulled it up so I can look at it, because I can't remember what exactly wasn't working. So yeah, I just pulled up the first one, and the main issue is that it just doesn't look like him, like especially in like the mouth area. It just does not look correct. And this is an issue I have a lot of the times whenever I try to do a finished drawing of Lence. Like, I feel like my sketches of him look more like him than everything else. Also, I just so happen to have a little sticker of him on my desk in like the cutesy style, and I think that looks like him. But for whatever reason, whenever I try to do pretty much anything else, I just feel like it just doesn't look like how I imagine him to look. Like, the sketches are more accurate, is what I'm trying to say. So when I was doing the first version of this drawing, like, it's just something's just off. And I was having a lot of difficulty with the face. Also, I kind of forgot how to color in this style. Like, I forgot how to render and stuff, which was kind of special, you know, special little... Basically, I was having a special time. So what I ended up doing was I stopped doing that old version, and I put it away, and then the next day I worked on the Patreon wallpaper, and since I knew that I had like forgotten how to render in this style, I decided to do the Patreon wallpaper in my like fancy digital art style, to kind of practice before doing this final version here. And I'm so glad that I did do that, because I kind of remembered some things. And I also realized one thing while I was doing this version, which is that I don't have to do as much blending in like the what do you call it, cheek area, the cheek and like the jawline area, because like all the shading for the most part is done in this stage. Like, it looks pretty decent. I mean, not right now. I mean, I haven't like toned it down just yet in this version, well, in this part. But like, after I tone down the highlights and stuff, like, it looks pretty decent. It looks pretty, you know, rendered. Like, I could leave it just like that and it'd be fine. I do think I went and I did some more stuff with it, though, I think. But yeah, I was just having like a lot of difficulty like remembering how to render and stuff. But after doing the first failed attempt and then doing the Patreon wallpaper and practicing on that, and then coming back to it, that was definitely the smartest thing I could have done. Because I was gonna just sit through and try to figure out how to fix the first one. But something told me just don't do that and just start over, which I'm not one to really start over drawings. If it doesn't work out, I'm just like, oh well, anyways, and I just move on and do something else. So for me to come back to a drawing and start over from the beginning, that is rare. That's not something I really do. But the sketch that I did, I really liked it, and I did want to like do I still wanted to use that sketch. I did contemplate using a different one for a brief moment. But like I said, I really didn't want to use the sketch that I had. So I was like, no, we're gonna do it. Also, I had a lot of trouble with like the mouth, which is the same issue I was having with the first one. Like it's just like something was off about it. And this, like the first time around, it was like the shape that I was having a lot of issues with. This time I liked the shape, but I was having difficulty with the colors. Like the colors was just not right. And I actually don't have this filmed at all, but I came back to the drawing later after it was finished, and I corrected the color of his lips because they ended up being too dark for his skin tone, I feel. So I fixed that. I also added some color to his cheeks, because before, I didn't realize this until after I like added like some extra, like some color to his cheeks and stuff, and also like warmed up the entire color palette. I didn't realize how dusty it was looking, which, you know, it do be like that. Actually, his skin tone at this moment in the drawing, in the video, is not accurate at all, and he do be looking kind of dusty. Well, not dusty. I mean, it's a good skin tone. It's just not his skin tone. If you understand what I'm going with here, I don't think that's what I was trying to say. Yeah. I forgot what I was even trying to say in the first place. But yeah, his skin tone is not accurate to this character. It's too light for him. So I did end up going like over his skin tone with another color. And I like set it, I think, to multiply. I can't remember. Even though I just did this yesterday, I can't remember. But yeah, I think I did set like a dark, not really dark, but like a mid-tone orangish red. I guess you would call that a warm red. So I like selected a color similar to what I have just described. And colored the entirety of his skin with that, and then like set it to multiply and adjusted the opacity of it. And I did like fix the tone. Is that right? So like it was dark enough then, but then I realized later that it was not warm enough. Like he was looking kind of dusty. So I did like go over the entire drawing this time, I think with an orange, and I set it like to overlay or something, and adjusted the opacity of that so it can, you know, give some life to this man, because this dude was looking like he had no blood in his body, and you know, that's not good. You need blood. We all do. So I fixed that. Also, I was having some difficulty with his hair, because he has like this, I don't know how to describe it. They're not bangs, but it's like a flyaway type thing, but then it's like curly. But I think the issue was that it was too big to be just a flyaway. So, well, I kept it, but I toned it down a bit. I think I redrew it entirely. And I also got rid of his braid, which I have conflicting feelings about that. But something was just off. And I was just like, well, I feel like the way to fix the offness of it is to get rid of the braid, so I did. You know, and the end result isn't that too bad. But this may be the first year that I've drawn him with short hair. I'm gonna have to go. No, it's not, because last year I drew him with short hair, but it was shorter than it is in this version. And last year I also tried to do like a side profile kind of deal. And if you watched the Art of 2021 video, you know that I was not feeling that one. Oh wait, that's not the first year I did. I'm like actually I pulled it up on my Instagram to see all the old ones. Which, if you want to see all the like for the previous years, when did I start doing this? I started in 2018. Wow, this is the 5th one. That's insane. Anyways, so yeah, this is the 5th year I've done this. And this is apparently not the first time I've drawn him with short hair. Looks like I've done it 2 other times. Last year and the year before then. As you can see, my memory is poor. I do think this is the best one yet. Perhaps, maybe, question marks. For a moment, I thought it was the one from 2020. I was thinking that was the best one. But I think after because I had to like fix the face after I declared this is finished, which once again, I don't really do that. Once something is done, I'm like, it's done, and I don't come back to it, even if I don't think it looks right. But since this is like a way to track progress, even though I don't even draw in this style that often, like I only do it like I'm actually like looking at my art and stuff to see. I do this maybe twice a year, so it's not a super accurate way to track my progress. Like I said, I even forgot how I do it, so, but I don't know, it's just something I like to do, you know, and it's fun, so that's like reason enough to do it. I can't remember why I brought that up. Oh yeah, because I was talking about this is my favorite one, I think. Yeah, I think my favorite part about the drawing as a whole, because I have to do that, you know, I have to figure out which is my favorite part. I like his nose, which I've talked about this before. The nose is almost always my favorite part. Which, in the video, that nose is not how his nose ends up looking. I fixed like I think it's called the nose bridge area, like the area between his eyes, like that was too harsh of a shadow, I realized, so I fixed that. I tried to work that with some highlighting in the hair. I think, like, there was a point where it looked good, but I think I did too much and then it stopped looking good, which I have an issue with doing that a lot. Like, I just tend to overwork things and I don't know when to stop. So I did have an issue with that with the highlights. I feel like I said, at a certain point it did look good, but then at another point I did too much. That's on me. But I think the hair turned out pretty good, you know, all things considered. You can't see this unless you're a patron. Oh my gosh. But I like the hair that I did in the Patreon wallpaper a lot more. I did like a longer curly hairstyle. And I think that one looks nicer. But we're not talking about that one right now. We're talking about this one. I mean, but overall, I do think it looks pretty good, you know? Pretty nice, especially considering the fact that I rarely do that. Like that, you can see, like, anyways. So this is how it turned out, and this is the version that I ended up fixing. So, like, the skin tone is slightly different. I fixed, like, the eye area, because I was like, why does he look so old? And it was because I had gave him, like, severe, shadows under severe shadows. I don't think that's the right way to say this. And he's just looking kind of old, so I fixed it because he's supposed to be like 18 or 19, and he was looking like he was like 40. So I had to fix it. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Shout out to my patrons, Turtle Bun Buns, Ariana, and Sister Donna 55. Oh my goodness, thank you so much for being my patrons. I really appreciate you and everything that you do. Wow. I'm also on Coffee and Instagram and TikTok and Artful, and you can follow me there if you like. Links are in the description. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and please enjoy the rest of your day, my peeps.